In this video, the main topic of discussion will be how you deal with haters or respond to negative criticism or any sort of internal negative voice that actually is an external voice coming from somebody else. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am by making small improvements to my life every single day. And so this initial thought for this video idea is inspired by true events. So it's like based on a true story, if that's what the movie credits that you want to put right there. But we're going to keep it somewhat general. So there is a friend I have in my life who currently going through a particular thing. Now, what this particular thing, the general specifics to give more context so that you actually can understand this if you're not someone who understands the context of this thing that I'm referring to right now, is in the position they have at work. They're going back down to like what they were at before because this position wasn't really working, which is like a drop in status, perceived status, you know, but I mean, like, I think it's the right call and he thinks it's the right call as well. But in the previous position, you can like give like on Glassdoor reviews of things going on. And so he like looked at the reviews and some of them were not particularly positive. And then so what that inspired him to do was because like with that, what you can do when someone says you suck, essentially, is you can agree with them and then just listen and then do nothing of it. And they win. And you're like, I do suck. Fuck. I should stop doing everything. I should stop manifesting my being there. You could do that. You can ignore it. That is an option. It's difficult, but it is possible. Or you can actually use that as fuel. And the way you use that fuel is going like, if that's actually how you perceive the world, if that's actually how, I'll actually show you what I really am capable of. And seeing that negative words that they're coming at you with as a reflection of the way they perceive the world and an indication of who they are as a person and their character. Whether or not that's like, it's not like they're a bad person, but it's an insight into the emotional state of that person. It's like going like, if I get a mean comment, or less about me, like just the mean comment, you can't take it personally, but what you should do, what you can do then from that is you use that as motivation to do better. To like then and fucking go with it. And what this particular individual did specifically today is it was hilarious because I huddled him for huddled on Slack, like spoke to him on Slack roughly for something else, and then he sent me that message later being like, look at this review that he just got. And then like I huddled him to see what it was, and when I like got in speaking with him, he was on the phone with somebody else just booking demos like a fucking machine. And so he called someone, first dial that he had made in an hour, and just like fueled with going like, yes, I fucking can. Yes, I can. I'm just listening to him speaking on the other side. Like just, I can't hear what the other person is saying, but the outcome of that is the person books a demo. So it's like fucking fantastic. That's a win. Like that's just like fires up. Like what do you do with it? You turn it into something great, which is great. And then not only that though, but the very next dial that he made, he then got the person on the phone, went through this typical system, the process, and once again, booked that person to a demo. Back to back. So received information that like you're a piece of shit, essentially, and then proved to the world that no, I'm not a piece of shit. And so I think really what the point I'm trying to make or emphasize here is two things. Number one, if you listen to the hater, then they win. And if you obsess about what they have to say, then they win. That second aspect is a lot easier said than done. If you don't listen to what they say, the only thing that you can use that as a reflection of where they are and act despite what it is that they're actually saying. Because that's the only really the path forward. And I think it's more, the point is not to do it because they said it and to prove them wrong. Because again, then they win because you're still thinking about them. But it's easy to say, go like, just ignore it. It's like, but you want to just ignore it, but you can't. if you're not going to ignore it, use that as a reason to, like, as a way to just lower the threshold between you taking action and not taking action. Just go and fucking do it because they said that you can't, because they said this thing, because of all of that. Like, despite what everyone else says, you're going to prove that it is possible. And create a light so bright the shadow they cast on you disappears altogether. Ultimately to a point where you become so great that they shrink into irrelevance, because that's ultimately where you're trying to go. But that's just a quick little anecdote that I wanted to share, because that was particularly inspiring. Because, like, let's fucking go. I was fired up when I just, like, heard him, like, just, like, talking and like, book fucking 2 demos back to back. That never fucking happens. But just, it was great. It was great. So that was cool. In terms of the actual small improvements I've made to my life today, one of them was, as I made a hit list of the people who are in my pipeline that I want to actually really get in touch with. I wasn't able to get in touch with many people today, though I did book a demo. I mean, today was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 demos held. That's a lot of demos held on the day, and 1 book demo. Technically, one of the demos that was held was an on-the-fly demo, which counts as a book demo, but there's a follow-up schedule, but that's good. What was frustrating, though, is the fact that one of the person that I thought was going to close sent a text like in the morning being like, sorry, I'm going to have to reschedule, and then not reply to that reschedule. And that was frustrating. So the likelihood of me hitting quota either on a revenue or a advisors on board is pretty low today, as well as there were 3 technical opportunities to close where, like, I handled their objection and, like, bounced an idea off them. And when I say that, I mean like you mirror what they have to say, isolate the objection to figure out whether or not the thing that they're saying actually is the thing that's holding them back. Once you've isolated that, then you'll say, can I bounce an idea off you? Which then they're receptive to what you have to say next. And then you insert the idea that you have to bounce off of them. The 3 ideas that I bounced off people today were bounced directly onto sand and did not come into anything. Everyone seems to be wanting to push it past back until July, which is great, but frustrating, because that means that it's not going to be within this month. But I only have myself to blame because I have all this activity now, but the activity should have come earlier. Had the activity come earlier, I would be in the same position, but back a week, but maybe back 2 weeks. And then in which case 2 weeks from now wouldn't be July, but it would still be in June. So that was a little frustrating. But then also, and then what else happened today? I also made a post in the YouTube Mastermind. Oh, new subscriber, Carl Bro. Thanks for subscribing. Now, Carl Bro is the founder, head, leader, group creator of the YouTube Mastermind that I'm a part of. I made a post today about the 3 different sort of thumbnails that I had been making. He had like some things to say about that, but like it's coming together. It's coming together. It's a process that's being worked on, and I'm glad I'm a part of the group, because then I can actually improve the videos. And although maybe I don't like what the initial, I like the ones that I made a bit more than what the ones that were suggested as a follow-up, but mixing the 2 might be a better thing to go, as well as the point. And because YouTube now has a feature where you can put 3 separate thumbnails to split test them automatically, the data will show. So it's like, hey, I like these ones more. And then say these ones convert better. It's like, oh, awesome. But say these ones are shit and I don't really like these ones, but these ones convert way better, higher watch time, or that. Then there's other sort of implications with branding. But if that's the case, then numbers don't lie. And so then it's no longer a argument of stylistic preference, but what actually meets the platform. And there's got to be a way to combine the 2. But happy about that. Later tonight, I have a masterclass with Vin Jiang. I don't know how to say his last name. He's like a vocalist teacher. He teaches people how to speak more effectively. It was just an ad that I responded to. Probably gonna go to it. I might not. We shall see. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go for it. And what else is going on? I think that's it. I wanted to close the deal today, but I didn't. 7 demos held. That's a lot. That actually puts me on the month at 35, which is close to 55, but not all the way there. July might be a good month, but I can't get... What I'm happy about is I did have 2 self-booked bookings through LinkedIn. One of which was at the end of the day, and the guy seemed interested, but just wanted to sign up later. And before with those, I have gone, let's take your time. We'll touch base in the future. And those people, when I touched base in the future, did not reply. One guy actually replied today saying like, I'm getting a different job. So it's like, okay, cool, great. But so today I didn't just accept the delay. It was like, I bounced an idea. I tried to go for the close. Even though I didn't think it was going to happen, it was like, I can say confidently that I did try in an effective and repeatable manner. Clementine Club, thanks for sticking around to the end as always. And remember to believe in yourself because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. I'll talk to you later.